Hi there, it's Kim McLeod, aka Grandma K. How are you today? Today we're going to talk about bedtime. I'm going to be quick, right to the point about this because I want to talk about the issues of guilt and putting our kids to bed. And the struggle comes whenever we watch them struggle, doesn't it? You see them cry about having to stay in their crib and how tiring and exhausting and heartbreaking that is. Let's talk about that today. Bedtime, what does it mean? We should not be rushing ourselves from one thing to the other and slamming right up against an expectation to have kids fall asleep. Okay, it's your bedtime, go to sleep. It's not going to work like that. Bedtime is an opportunity for a transition, and transitions take time. So we need to build in some time to go from one place to the other, and certainly to allow for transition for the body to relax and then be prepared for sleep. So one of the things that I want to talk about is from Barbara Coloroso, who often talks about 9 o'clock is the bedtime. And it doesn't mean that you need to go to sleep. It means you need to go to your room because the rest of the house belongs to me. And I remember when I first loved that, a house full of small children, 4, 5, and 6, and a 13-year-old. And that worked really nicely for me. I was like, yeah, nope, I got to claim my space, 9 o'clock. So it put the burden on me to figure out strategies on how to get the kids ready and how to transition them into their rooms in time for me to be able to enjoy my space. One of the things that we need to talk about is the guilt that happens whenever you do find your transition times and you do figure out how to have the kids go into their rooms in an earlier time. The idea, I guess, is that you are going to have to be fortified to follow through on what the plan is. And I think it's very important to lay out a plan. What's the transition? Okay, get your pajamas on, brush your teeth, go read a book in your room, and I will come and see you at 7. I will come and see you at 7:30, whatever that time is. But you give your child, some time in their room to allow themselves to self-regulate and to allow them to have time to bring themselves down. Some children are more active than others and might need some special music. They might need you to be in the room with them for that transition time. And that's fine. That's just how it's going to be. But you need to make the plan so that everybody's clear about what happens in each of the sequences of steps. Older kids, they're more independent. We're not so concerned about that. But the younger ones, let's help them out. Let's build some really good expectations, some really good supportive strategies. When it happens that they are struggling with having to go to bed, they might be crying. It might be the end of the world, that sort of thing that they can do, and your heart's going to break. I want you to take a position, short of them being at risk and, for death, like follow through on your strategy and be supportive of the situation that they are in. Talk to them and say, I understand this is hard. I'm going to help you. I'm going to stick with you. Listen to their feelings. Yes. If they don't even know what the feeling is, then you can name feelings for them. This is very frustrating, or this is sad. I understand, but we're still going to go forward. And you will spend time beside them, helping them get there. And you're gonna set them up for success in learning how to self-regulate and be ready for bedtime. And the more that you stick together beside them, getting through the transition, the more you can start to transition being away from them as they learn to do those steps themselves and become more competent about being able to put themselves to bed or put themselves, into a relaxed state, preparing for bedtime. So consider room time before some bedtime, and also consider how guilt does not have to rule your life or your parenting. Be guilt-free. We'll talk to you again. Leave some comments in the bottom, questions anytime. Love to hear from you. Have a great day.